Star Wars.
Drop the goat. Why? It's gonna try to crush this world. Oh my gosh. All right.
Oh,
You like that?
that was crazy.
Yeah,
I was
dude.
dancing and everything.
Dude, I love that. Yeah, so that's just a little intro to me and like what we got going on here.
I love that. That's so crazy. That's cool.
It's a lot of fun. Okay, so welcome. This is season 2 of Sombrerbros. So we had 8 guests back in November and December. We're gonna have 8 more guests this season. I've got a ton of new stuff planned. New things to give away, new activities, new questions, new streamers to check out. It's gonna be awesome, and we are starting with SirGarett, aka Talon. He was a ton of fun. We started a new recruiting method where we actually go in to these streamers' live streams while I'm streaming. And we kind of just try to talk to them and get to know them in stream. And you guys help me say things to make things awkward. And then we ask them to be on the podcast. And Garrett was the first person that we talked to. And people were like, I was so nervous. I was like, this is not going to work. And Garrett was like, dude, this sounds awesome. Like, let me be on your podcast. And I was like, what? And then I was like, okay, like, let me plan a day. And he was like, give me the days now. And then I gave him the days. And we like literally all within 20 minutes planned out when we were doing this. And I was like, and we were like, I was like, what the heck? And then we went through like 3 other people and there was nothing. But it was like, it was so awesome. It was
cool.
You were awesome.
I didn't know that I was like the first person you were trying this like recruitment out to.
Literally the first. And now you're the first person. Okay, so this is the best part. This is my favorite part because you don't know anything about this. So, part of this is helping other streamers grow, and so I like to give streamers gifts. Here, so I have a couple of gifts for you.
For me, you didn't. I need to get something prepared for you.
No, don't even worry about it. So I have a couple things for you. So we'll start with the first thing here. I actually, I have some really incredible people that work with me on my stream. Like real life friends who have been super supportive of me, and they use their talents to make some really crazy things for me. One of which is my name tag right up above. It's an animated name tag. And so actually I took the time to learn how to do this. And I made you I didn't know your colors, but I made you your own Talon name tag, and I will I'll give you all the assets. You can take this and put this on your stream. You can use this as your name tag if you want. I did Talon instead of SirGarett because you said you like Talon better, but
bro.
Yeah.
What the fuck? It's beautiful.
Yeah, dude.
It's so perfectly made. And actually, purple is probably the best. You know, I don't.
Awesome.
I love that color.
And so I'll actually send you the instructions. I could actually probably change it for you. It's just changing like one little hex code inside the whole code. I can add purple in there instead of light blue, and then it'll go from purple to like dark blue. But
whatever works.
Yeah, man.
Oh my God! Thank you so much.
This is for you.
Actually, so cool.
Yeah.
Wow. I feel like I need to prepare something for you.
Don't even worry about it. So I've got 3 gifts for you. 3.
Oh wow. Okay.
So that's the first one. The second one I didn't get to fully prep. So let me just grab this real quick. Where is it? It's right here. Yeah, we want to take this.
Oh my God, that name tag is fire.
My viewers know where this is going. They already know. They should know what's coming next. We want to put this here. Okay. And then we will add this. So, the other thing that we really do, we do a lot of weird things here on this stream.
I love it.
And one of the weird things that we do are toes. So we actually I don't remember how I all got started back in the day, but I latched onto it. I don't really have a toe fetish or anything, but we just do it to make people uncomfortable. So, and we've recently been designing toes for people, and so we decided to design you your own Talon toe.
My God, League of Legends Talon toe.
with a little bit of spice. So
a little bit of the music notes in there.
Yep,
I love it.
We got your Backstreet Boys mic because you sing. Yeah, singer actor. We've got the League of Legends sombrero, and I believe that's Shen's sword, which is one of your top 3 that we talked about.
My top 3. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm honored.
Yes.
I never thought I'd have my own toe.
You have a toe now.
I do.
And you can use this for whatever you want. You can use this for any kind of profile. You don't have to use it at all. You can just put it away in a closet somewhere. But this is your toe, brother.
Yo. New emote dropping soon. Talon toe.
Talon toes, and you can get all the weirdos to talk about your toes.
Exactly.
So, that's the second thing.
That's awesome.
The third thing that we have for you isn't quite prepped yet.
Okay.
It's kind of going to be an ongoing project. So, last season we made. I have a buddy who produces music, and he made custom 1 to 2 minute songs for people, mostly beats, background beats for it. So we gave each streamer a background beat. But this season we are creating a folder with a wide variety of royalty-free music.
Wow.
Royalty-free beats that you can use for all different occasions. And so we'll get you access to that later this week. As we finish putting it together, so you can use that, for intros, for while you're playing, just little background. It'll be good for just a loopable beat that you can play in the background and stuff like that. So
for sure.
There'll be all different types of things that you can use them for. You can use them for promos and things like that. So those are my 3 gifts for you.
You guys really know what streamers want.
Yeah, man.
Royalty-free music, toes,
yeah.
name tags, you've got them all.
Everything. We got it all lined up for you.
Wow. Thank you so much, man. That's
dude
actually insane. That's so sweet of you. Thank you.
Yes. So now we can get started with our questions. And so the first question I always ask, there's my background. Yeep. My first question I always ask is, what is your origin story to streaming? You've been streaming for 2 years, 2+ years, right? So how did this start? What was the decision to start streaming?
Well, I guess if we're origin starting, I just started streaming because at the time we were using Skype. Me and my friends were using Skype to play games, and we would play single player games and wanted to share it with each other, and Skype was weird. And so I was like, I can just go on Twitch. And I didn't mean for it to be anything. I just wanted to have a place where my friends could watch. And I wouldn't call myself a streamer. I just was whenever I got on to play games, I would just go live. And then I kind of really dropped it, focused on school for a long time. And then I had a little bit of a lull in acting for a 4-month period. And I'm like, I would love to stream. So I think this is probably 2019, something like that. And I streamed and I was like, I love this, but then I ended up losing it because I went back to acting, got more involved in more acting things. But then finally the big straw, which I guess where the actual origin story starts.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't consider myself a streamer up to this point.
Yeah.
Is I had actually moved out of New York because that's where I do a lot of my acting.
Yeah.
And I decided to move back, and right as I moved back, COVID hit.
Yeah.
And so all of the musical theater stuff shut down, a lot of film work shut down, everything. And so for the first year of COVID, I was trying to land jobs that were very fleeting because there was so little and so much competition. So I was like, well, you know what? I have a passion for gaming. I love entertaining people. I love connecting with them. And the whole reason I want to act is because I want to lift people's spirits. And I'm on Twitch, I could do that. If I actually approach Twitch that way, I could.
Yeah.
So I would say I began streaming probably about a year ago in 2021 for officially. And then, I've just been doing it ever since.
That's awesome.
I just keep going.
So you don't have a job? This is what you do right now?
This is what I do right now. It was hard the first couple months of stream and everything because I wasn't really streaming to anybody, whatever, and I wasn't really working because I was putting all the hours into streaming.
Yeah.
And I have like some savings built up from acting or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna rely on my savings for now.
Yeah.
But then I ended up just recently moving from New York because it's way too expensive. I was like barely affording rent.
Yeah.
And groceries.
I have some friends who are actually in the film industry in New York, and it's like
it's
crazy.
so expensive.
Yeah.
So I decided, I don't know when COVID's going to end, when things are going to get better. So I decided to move away.
Yeah.
I'm in Utah now. I'm a much more affordable atmosphere.
That's awesome.
So now I can really like not get stressed about streaming. Like I can bring in enough where I can take care of myself and then try to grow. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's so sick, dude. So your channel name is SirGarett, but you go by Talon. So what is Talon? And how did that come about?
Honestly, Garrett is my middle name.
And is Talon your first name?
It is.
What?
So
no, that's so cool.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my gosh, dude.
No, that's my actual name. That's why I say you can just call me Talon because that's how people know me.
That's legitimately amazing. I feel really dumb because I was like, that's not his name, but that's so cool.
You're like, and your first name's Talon.
That's legit like how I did it. Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Yeah, I just felt like I don't know. I liked the way SirGarett sounded as a tag more than like Sir Talon or something.
Yeah.
It sounded more like SirGarett. So some people in chat, I don't think even in my chat, don't know my name is actually Talon. They'll come into stream and be like, hey, Garrett, what's up? And I'll be like, hey, I honestly don't care what people call me.
Yeah.
It's a nice thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
that's so cool. Okay, that makes sense, dude.
Yeah.
So like you said, you've kind of been on and off for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So I tried to do a little bit of digging. I mean, you've done quite a few different things on Twitch before you kind of landed on League of Legends. And I mean, everything kind of is just really a phase, I think. Variety streaming is so much easier. Really, the only people who are dedicated to our game are playing it on another level than just casual or fun. So you play. Can you tell us a little bit about what your timeline was of games like?
Yeah. I've always had a bit of a mantra that I'm gonna play a game on stream that I enjoy to the fullest, because if I'm not enjoying the game, no one watching is gonna be enjoying the game.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And so I was like, at first, there's a bad side to that too. Like if you're jumping around too much, you just hit too many communities, and it's just
and no one sticks around.
Exactly. Unless you're like Ludwig or a huge creator, they'll watch anything, whatever.
Yeah.
But they have a whole lot of other rules.
Exactly.
But, so my favorite game of all time is Zelda Ocarina of Time.
So good.
It's so good. And so I started doing a lot of stuff like that, but after doing, one run through on Twitch, I was like, how do I keep this fun? So I started getting into randomizers, and then every playthrough was different. It was really fun. I would jump on. I honestly did randomizers for a long time. I did Majora's Mask randomizers. I did Wind Waker.
Dude, that's crazy.
And then anytime I wasn't, I'd probably be playing League or some game with my friends.
Yeah.
But it's crazy that you did some digging, because I know my early clips, I'm like, how no one would ever watch this. I was like, this is so bad.
That's funny.
But and then eventually League has been the one game that I think I've stayed with. I mean, I've been playing it for almost 10 years now. And it slowly just turned into me. It seemed like there's two reasons. People seem to stick around more when I played League.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I know a lot about the game. Some people ask for tips or whatever because I've been playing it for a while.
Yeah.
And then also on TikTok, I do a lot of League comedy sketches.
That's where it is. That's where it is. It's always TikTok, man.
It's always TikTok. Yeah. So yeah.
That's awesome. So do you have members that you built up from Ocarina of Time that still come through?
Yeah, actually, I would say there's a lot of them I haven't seen because they were the hardcore
Zelda fans.
Join our Discord server so we can race, and do all these
yeah.
And so a lot of them I don't see as much anymore. Some of them not at all.
Yeah.
But then there's some people that I met through those that I
Yeah.
think that we just vibe together. So like, I don't know, throw some names out. We got like Zor Queen and like Tundra and Aaron and all these people that I think I first met doing Zelda,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
they just
yeah.
like they're like, I'm here for the ride. So
Yeah, that's
I'm
always the
really
best
thankful.
to have like those people that are like with you for
Yeah,
everything and anything. Man, that's so
yeah,
good. And they're critical, like especially getting through. I mean, it's a total waves kind of thing. Like, you know, a lot of even like you said, you know, we were talking a little bit at the beginning about like uh, getting partnered and like having 60 viewers versus having 20 viewers, or I
yeah,
mean, those are some pretty big waves, and like it's good to
yeah.
have those constant people that are there to support you, because it can get kind of disheartening sometimes, I think.
And it's weird how like the human brain. I don't know if you're this way, but like sometimes when
Hmm.
I'm looking at analytics, right? It's like for the longest time I was streaming to like 0 to 5 people, and then when I broke that and I got to 10 people, I'm like, this is awesome. Okay, but now we're like going for 15. This is it's like I can never be happy with what I got,
Yeah.
because as soon as I've reached that goal, it's like, okay, but what's next? It's not.
Yes.
And so I have to remind myself, like, I saw someone like post on Twitter or something where it was like, imagine, you're playing a game at home and you got some couches behind you and there's like 25 people watching you play a game. Like, that's impressive. You like 25 friends over to watch you play a game.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people. And so
Yeah.
that's something you should be proud of. So reading stuff like that definitely helps, but it is a mental.
Yeah, I
some mental
totally.
stress.
I think that there's good and bads to that, right? Because you're constantly pushing yourself. Like, I want to reach more people. I want to reach more people. I want to reach more people. But
Yeah.
the moment it dips, like I'm used to streaming to 25 people, 25 people, 25 people, 25 people, and then it dips
Yeah.
to like 15 people. You're like, what am I doing wrong? What did I do?
Exactly. It's just like a huge mental attack on
Yeah,
yourself.
you're like, oh, and so
Yeah.
I've totally been there, like, and working through that is like I've gotten started looking way less at my numbers during stream, because
Yeah.
and I find that I'm happier. I'm really able to engage with the people that are there better. It's just better. And then look
Yeah.
at it at the end and make adjustments as needed.
Yeah. It's honestly, the last thing I would want as a streamer is like have my viewers feel like they're not enough. Like you guys are all here, but like I'm trying to reach more people. It's like, no, it's not that at all. It's like I'm just trying to
Yeah.
create a bigger community for us, but I appreciate you.
Yeah. You
More than
never
you know.
you never want to downplay the people that are already there.
Exactly.
And I think that's a great you know, like you said, mantra to kind of have, like, you are everybody. You are here. As
Yeah.
long as you're here, I'm here with you, man.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. I always like and so that's like one of the things, like when people say, where is everybody? I go, everybody's here. Everyone that needs to be here is here. And we're just gonna rock with what we got. If more people come in, great. If not,
Great. Yeah.
great. We'll make it work.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. Do you ever get my biggest pet peeve with like some Twitch viewers that pop in is like they'll be like, "Oh, last time I was here, you had so many more people," and I'm like, "How?
Yes.
How does that help anything?"
Yeah, I'm like,
Like,
bro,
at all.
great.
Or-
You have powers of observation. Thank you.
Yeah. Or
Thank you.
like another one I get a lot is like, "Hey, it's been fun, but I'm gonna go watch somebody else now." And it's like, you didn't have to. Tell
I
me
know,
that.
like, I would rather you just like disappear. I'd rather you
like,
just yeah.
I have some errands to run, whatever. I'm gonna do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it kills
this
me.
has been great watching you, but now I'm gonna go over to a beep streamer. Like, great.
Exactly. And I'm like, thank you for letting me know.
Yes,
I
yes.
love that.
Awesome. I'll try to do something more crazy next time to keep you around,
Alright.
to keep your interest.
Brilliant.
But yeah, that's how Yeah, man. So
Yeah.
we talked a little bit also before stream. You live with a couple people.
Yeah.
How do they feel about you streaming? And
So
how does that work? How does that dynamic?
it's honestly, there's two perspectives. So actually, Benji, who was in chat earlier, he's one of my roommates.
Awesome.
I've known him for a very long time.
That's awesome.
And he's also like big into gaming. He's a big Rocket League guy. He's really good at the game, and so he understands like the gaming life, whatever.
Yeah.
Plus, he knew me in New York. Like, even though he was living here, he knew that I was on the grind in New York, and that's just what it was going to be when I moved in.
Yeah.
Derek, my other guy, I met him when I moved here.
Yeah.
And he's awesome, super sweet guy. But I sometimes worry because he's not really a huge gamer. You know, he plays like Smash Bros, stuff like that, but he doesn't really do a lot of that. So when I first moved here, and even to this day, I'm like, wow, does Derek just see me as like someone who plays games in my room 8 hours a day, 7 days a week?
It's hilarious.
You know? Yes. I think it's just in my own mind. Yeah, I try to be conscientious of when I'm not on stream, go be sociable and be with people to show that I'm a normal person.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good. It's fun.
That's amazing. That's so cool. And they're mostly supportive.
Yeah. A lot of times when I finish streaming, I'm drained. I go downstairs to make some food, and first thing Ben will say, or be like, "Yo, how was stream today? Yo, how things going?" So it's nice. One of the big reasons I decided to move as well is because in New York, I wasn't bringing enough money to think of anything but my hours I needed to stream and getting groceries. But here, when I'm having a bad day, I have a ton of friends here where I'm like, hey, I just need to get out of the house and talk to someone.
Yeah.
And so to have that, being able to reach out has helped my mental health.
That's amazing. That's so awesome, dude. You got to be healthy while you're doing it, you know?
It's true.
All right, we're going to take a shift here for a minute. So you play, you are in your bio, it says you're an actor and a singer. So
yeah,
what's going on, Bragus? I would like to dive into this a little bit. We're going to do a little pivot. But first, I have an activity that I'd like to do with you. So I have done no, I don't know how I want to introduce this.
Am I the guinea pig for this segment?
Well, this is a custom segment for you.
Oh, bro. Okay.
This is so we are going to we're going to read a script.
Oh,
but not just any script.
Oh no, of course not.
We're going to Mad Libs a script.
Okay.
And then we're going to read the parts out and act it out. I am by no means an actor. And I also found this resource online, and I'm hoping that it's decent.
But we'll make it work.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're a great actor. I'm ready. I'm excited to share a scene with you.
I am going to... Let me open this doc. It's a Google Doc, this script.
Okay.
Hopefully it works. And then I will... Because I can put, the things in. Nah, it's not even... It's not loading. So we'll just do it this way. Okay, so... I gotta type this out somewhere. Okay, wait. All right. So we're gonna, for anyone who doesn't know how Mad Libs works, the way it works is, I'm gonna ask Garrett for a bunch of nouns, verbs, adverbs, things like that. We're gonna put those into our script. And then we're going to act out our script. So it looks like there's a narrator. Looks like there's a couple different people. So we'll just vibe with it. This is a short one. Maybe we'll do 2 of them because there's a couple.
Yeah, just assign me my parts and I'll deliver.
Okay. I'll let you be the prince, I guess.
Oh, awesome.
Let me see if I can. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can send you this PDF. I didn't. Okay. This is hilarious. Okay.
Also, you're gonna ask me what an adverb is, and I'm gonna need chat's help with that. I think they end in ly.
Yep. It actually says it. Word ending in ly. Okay. There you go. Woo. So there's your thing.
Okay. Opening it up.
I'm gonna just DM you the different things that we say, and then that they are, so that we have a list. You know, of where the blanks go. Do you see that? Yeah. Okay. So the first thing we need is an unusual name. So this is all you.
How about oh boy. Let's do Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe. Rolls off the tongue nicely.
Zimbabwe. Okay, now we need the name of a place.
Okay. Let's go New York. I love New York. I miss New York.
New York.
Or maybe New York City.
The name of a Disney character.
Oh, can we do Eugene Fitzherbert?
Eugene Fitzherbert.
Epic.
Okay. The name of somewhere you'd place an ad.
Okay. Place I'd place an ad. Let's go with Twitch.
Okay, Twitch. A number.
17.
1738.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Favorite food.
A burrito bowl from Chipotle.
Burrito bowl from Chipotle. The whole thing.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Okay. An adjective. Oh, a different favorite food. Sorry.
Different favorite food.
Different food.
Let's go with tonkatsu ramen.
What in the world?
Yeah. Let's do it.
I definitely spelled this wrong.
That's okay.
Tonkatsu.
Yeah, that works.
Tonkatsu. Okay.
Yeah,
an adjective. Yeah, but I might have to say it.
Let's do cheesy.
Cheesy. Okay, a specific time on the clock.
3:29 p.m.
3:29 p.m.
Actually, can we change that to a.m.? I think that might be
Yeah.
better.
Here we go.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna just edit this. 29. Yeah. There we go. An outdoor location.
The junkyard, the dumpster lot. I don't know what they call it. Junkyard? Yeah,
Junk
junkyard.
dumpster.
The
Yard
dumpster.
lot.
Yeah.
The junk dumpster yard lot.
Yeah, junk dumpster yard lot. That's what I call them.
Okay. A fun place to go.
Let's go with Oh, what's that sport? Racquetball court. Let's say racquetball court.
Racquetball.
You also get some really good vocals in a racquetball courtroom.
Yeah, you can do like
crazy.
the Halo theme.
Exactly.
All right, and an adverb. So it's a verb ending in ly.
Okay. Surreptitiously? How is that?
What is the verb of surreptitious? Isn't that an adjective?
Surreptitiously, it says in a way that attempts to avoid notice or attention. Secretively.
Surreptitiously. That's also spelled wrong.
Cool.
Okay, so now we'll go down, and it's numbered, so...
Yeah.
Okay. I guess... The prince and the queen are talking to each other, so I'll be the queen and the narrator, and you be the prince.
Okay.
And you be the prince and the princess.
I'll be the prince and the princess?
Okay, wait. No. Okay, yeah. No, I'll be the... It looks like they do... Okay. You be the prince and the queen, and I'll be the narrator and the princess.
Wow, okay, I gotta get into character really
Okay.
quick. What does the prince look like? How does he act?
What is his motivation?
Exactly. What brought him to this point?
Okay.
And then the queen, how does she hold herself? All right, I'm ready.
Okay. Jeez, this is so intense.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. Once upon a time, there was a lonely prince named Zimbabwe.
I'm lonely.
His mother, the Queen of New York, wanted to help him find a princess that would make him happy.
There are so many women out there that think they are princesses because they buy a Disney princess costume and dress up like to Eugene Fitzherbert. But it doesn't mean you're royalty.
So the queen put out a notice in the official royal news service called Twitch, stating that they were seeking the one true princess in the land who would win a date with the prince.
Ugh, that's weird, Mom.
Every woman who thought she knew she was a princess wanted to date the prince because he would one day be king, and that meant she would become a queen.
It's good to be a queen.
So over 17 princesses lined up and waited for their turn to be interviewed by the queen.
Ask them if they like burrito bowls from Chipotle.
That's you again.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
I only need to do one thing to find a true princess. I will invite each princess to stay the night, and I will place a single tonkatsu ramen under her mattress. If she can't sleep because of it, then she's a true princess.
That's weird, Mom.
So each princess was asked to stay the night, and the queen placed a tonkatsu ramen noodle under each mattress, and the princess slept well, except for one. What a cheesy mattress! What is wrong with it? I can't sleep. The queen won't think I'm right for her son if I have bags under my eyes and really bad bedhead. I have to leave before she sees me. So the one true princess sneaked away early at 3:29 a.m.
Why did this princess go?
I will find her.
So the prince went looking for the princess and found her crying in the junk dumpster yard lot.
Oh, why are you crying, princess?
Because I failed the queen's test.
Actually, you passed. You're the only one that couldn't sleep because of the racquetball court.
No, that's number 7.
Oh, sorry. Because of the
Tonkatsu ramen.
tonkatsu ramen
Really?
under your mattress.
Oh, really?
That means you're the one true princess in the land.
Does that mean I want a date with you?
Sure does. Where do you want to go?
Let's go to the racquetball court.
I love racquetball courts.
And they lived I can't even remember the word. Serendipitously ever after. Bro,
Brilliant.
your acting chops are amazing, man.
I feel like we were both coming into our element near the end there.
Yeah,
We were
dude.
really finding it.
That was great, man. I loved everything about that. So,
Oh,
yeah.
good
Oh,
stuff.
what is that? Whoops, I clicked something I shouldn't have. Okay. Dude, that was so much fun. I love that. That made me that was great. So you're an actor and a singer.
Yeah.
What is your history in the entertainment industry? I guess the traditional entertainment industry. I guess people would say this is like an untraditional entertainment industry, I guess. So
That's fair. I can give you the short story, or I can give you the long story.
whatever you want, man. I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm locked
give you-
in.
I'll give you the middle story.
Perfect.
Okay, so once upon a time, no, I'm just kidding. So my eldest brother, I have 4. There's 4 siblings. Including
Okay.
me. I never know. Do you say 4 siblings, and that includes you usually? I always get that confused. Or do you say I have 3 siblings? I think.
So like if I had one sister, I'd say I have 2 siblings?
Yeah, is that like how that works? I always get confused. Or do I say I have a sibling?
I would say I have a sibling.
A sibling.
think.
Okay, so I have 3 siblings.
Okay.
My eldest brother. No one in my family had really done any musical theater, acting, anything. And so my mom and my brother went to go visit my aunt in New York, and they somehow saw that there was like auditions for the national tour of Oliver.
Wait, this was when you were how old?
It's probably like 4 at this point. He was like 11.
Okay.
And they're like, that sounds like a fun memory to have. You know, we should just do it. Later, we found out that the audition that they showed up to was actually second to final callback. Somehow they allowed them in the room, and my brother performed, had a blast of a time, and then he ended up booking the part, and they went on tour for about a year. And no one in my family had ever performed before, and so we were like, what do we do?
Shut up.
How does this work? And so
How was that process? Sorry for cutting you off. Like, how is that process for like someone who has never acted, especially a child who's never acted, to be thrown into something like that with professionals or people who would consider themselves professionals?
I just think like a lot of my family's been performers ever since then.
Okay.
So a lot of us we really enjoy it. So I think that's whatever my brother did in the room. They were like, I don't care, you haven't done anything before. We want him in the show. He's done good. And that's the beautiful thing about acting is at the end of the day, it's what you can present to the producers and the casting directors and bring to the table.
Yeah.
And if it's there, it doesn't matter what you've done before.
Exactly. But I mean like as far as then the process of like, because I feel like it's one thing to like be the best in an audition or be like this person is what we're looking for this role. But like I hate to downplay anything. Like I think acting is probably hard, and working with a director and a crew, and whether it's live or pre-recorded, like that takes skill. And so like, how is that, you know, how do you remember like how that went? Like, was it difficult because, or were they're like thinking in their head like, oh, this kid is first time, like we need to cut him a little slack, or like how do you think it went?
Honestly, no, they wouldn't have honored. That's not the word I was looking for. They wouldn't have hired him if they didn't think he had the chops for it.
Okay.
And so is this something they knew that they'd be able to take it hard on him? And I never asked my brother this, but like I'm sure it was stressful, you know, never being thrown into that and whatever. But he handled it greatly because he stayed with, I think, the tour for a year.
That's insane. That's such a long time.
Yeah, and he only ended up leaving because he was starting to hit puberty. Voice was changing, couldn't quite hit the notes anymore. So they're like, "We got to let you go." But honestly, as far as I remember, I was like 4. I just remember being like, I miss Mom, I miss Andrew. You know, I wonder how they're doing. But the one thing, why I told this story is because there was a handful of times I got to go to the theaters when they were nearby, like when they were on the west central coast. Central, but whatever. And I would go see my brother, and I remember looking around, having like an out of body experience at like 4. Like I remember this vividly, where I'm like, my brother on that stage controls how all these people in the audience are feeling. They're listening to every word, and like he's making them laugh and making them feel things. And I'm like, that I want to do that. Mom, like I want to do that. So my story didn't have quite as much of a crazy entrance as his did, because that was insane. So what I told my mom this, and she's like, sure, we'll throw him into something and see if he enjoys it. So I ended up just doing some local stuff. I did I played Chip in Beauty and the Beast at a local community theater, and then acting's kind of like climbing a ladder, right? So I started at this community. Actually, I don't really talk about this, but I called there's this children's performance center that I had like an audience of 3 people. I started there. That was my first thing. And then I was like, I went and auditioned at like the local community center. And I was like, okay, got that one. And then I auditioned for Michael Darling and Peter Pan at like a more regional theater, and I got that one. And I worked at the Shakespeare Festival. Then I worked at the biggest theater in Salt Lake, and then I booked the national tour of Mary Poppins, and I started touring the country with Mary Poppins. And then I moved to New York. But here's a good story. Here's a really good story. So at this point, I had been working since I was 4 to about the age of 12 nonstop. And I did a couple film things in there, but I don't really talk about film that much because I did it when I was a lot younger. So I did like Daddy Day Camp, which was like the sequel to Daddy Daycare or whatever. But I did that when I was like
You're
8,
like
9.
in the movie?
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
So I did a lot of I did some film and TV stuff when I was younger, but not anything super huge.
Is your heart in your heart is in musical theater or what?
I would say people ask me a lot, like, would you rather do musical theater than film? And I'm like, it's so hard to compare the two because honestly, when you've done both, there's such like vastly different experiences. I guess if like someone had a gun to my head and was like, choose, I would say musical theater. But like with film work, you have like multiple takes to get the exact like portrayal of your character.
You really can craft it and
exactly
make it your own.
And there's so much like with the cinematography, like camera angles and whatever. But also, you can reach millions of people with your work with film work. You know, like all over. Musical theater I love because you can feel the energy in the room when you step on stage. You can feel the audience there. You can hear them clapping.
And
laughing,
every time is
crying.
a little bit different.
It is. And that's part of the fun of it is like not every performance is the same, and nor do you want it to be the same. One, as an actor, your portrayal will become boring. But you will, as an actor, become bored. So you try to keep things spicy and new, but like still true to the performance. And also sometimes there's malfunctions, and like you got to cover up live in front of thousands of people.
Yeah.
Oh, this is part of the show. Whatever. It
reminds me of Andy when he's doing The Office. Have you seen the episode of The Office where Andy does Sweeney Todd?
Oh my God, yes.
And he's, where is that bird coming from? And it's like, ding, 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 ding. He's like, oh, it's right here. I silenced it. I killed it because you're the killer. Oh, wait, the audience doesn't know that.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's not quite to that extent.
Have you ever had like something anywhere near that level happen?
I have so many like crazy stories. So there's this one part I was like 12, Mary Poppins. There's this one part where there's a song called "Step in Time" where you got all the chimney sweeps and you're on the rooftops. There's this one part where the kids climb up the chimney while there's dancing going on in front of the front stage. Yeah. And I slip and I hit the side of my head on a corner of the set piece. And I'm in the like adrenaline mode. I'm like, oh, I fell, but performance is still going. The show must go on. Let's go. Yeah. And I look at the guy who's like, there's a guy who would help us onto the things and off the things. And he's looking at me like with wide eyes. And I'm like,
oh god,
I'm fine. And then so he lifts me down off the thing. And then at that point you run to the front of the stage and, because the kids and Mary Poppins and Bert like do a big dancing at the front. Yeah. And I run up and the guy who's playing Bert, who's a good friend of mine, is looking at me and he's like, his jaw drops and he's like, while dancing, everything, he's like, your head, your ear, you know, I like making it look all right. And I'm like, what? So I'm like dancing, performing, and I touch my side of my face is covered in blood. Like I have like my whole head is covered in blood. And so I'm looking at the audience and I'm like, there's like children. And so I do the rest of the number like sideways 90 degrees.
You're like looking at like the stage manager.
Exactly. And I see people off of stage being like, oh my God, whatever. And so, but I do the rest of the scene, which is like 3 minutes and whatever. It's super fun. And then I head off of stage. And what's funny is the next scene, we have like a minute, like we have to completely change our outfits in a minute and be back on stage. Like it's super fast. And so I get off stage and I'm doing this quick thing. And there's like 3 stage managers rubbing the side of my face. And I just see cloth after cloth of blood. You know, and I'm like, am I dying?
I'm literally dying. Mary Poppins killed me.
Exactly. So that was one story. That was really fun. But yeah, I have so many. It's very fun. But
do you have any crazy audience stories? Like the other part of that scene that's so memorable is when Michael, he steals the wine and he has the whole bottle and he drops it and it just rolls at clink, 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 clink. Do you have any like crazy audience stories? Or like crazy fans that maybe tried to come see you after the show or anything like that?
I mean, there's been like some fans, like when I did a couple things on Broadway, and when I performed, I would see the same girl outside and she would want the same autographs in the same location and she would say the same things to me. And it became like a weekly, like I saw her 3 times a week and she just kind of freaked me out because then she like found my page on Facebook.
Wait. And this was like when you were like 12?
When I was doing Bonnie and Clyde, I was 13, almost 14.
And how old do you think this chick was?
30 something. It was really weird.
Man!
Yeah, she like found me on Facebook and we ended up blocking her and everything, and then we became more apparent of it, and then she kind of faded away. I don't know what happened. But that was really strange.
Oh man, that is wild.
Yeah, it's honestly it's a good thing. I don't have a ton of like audience horror stories. I have a lot of like really uplifting things.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
But like there was the occasional like someone drank too much before coming to the show and like outbursted. Yeah, you know, like during the show, I'm like, oh, the show's got to go on, but this guy's yelling in the audience or whatever.
They usually like remove someone like that, right?
Yeah. Pretty that's quick great. Too.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But yeah.
Do you get flash? So here's a question, right? Like you've done, they always say no flash photography, but do you catch people?
Oh yeah, and it's so distracting. Like when they say it's distracting for the cast and crew, it really is. Like when you're,
I can imagine because it's dark out there, man, and then it's just boom.
You can see like you have spotlights on you, everything. You can see maybe like the first or second row in most scenes, unless there's like a lot of lights going on. Yeah, but then. A lot of it when I'm on stage, it's kind of like a double-edged sword. I can feel the audience there, I can feel their presence, whatever. But at the same time, I don't see them. I'm in character. I'm performing a show.
Yeah.
And so I've had times where people, big flash goes off, and I'm in the middle of like a monologue or a scene.
Yeah.
And you have to fight to be like, like kind of really snaps you out of character for a second.
Yeah.
But
That's
it's actually
wild.
not too bad. Yeah. Once you get used to it, it's not terrible. It's just annoying.
Yeah, so you talked about New York, right? There's a very famous place in New York that has to do with Broadway. It's called, I'm sure you've heard of it, the Stardust Diner.
Oh yeah, of course.
Did you ever work there, or do you know anyone that's worked there? Or, and I took Mrs. Rado there when we were dating.
Okay.
And we had a pretty good time.
I've eaten there once or twice throughout my life. I've never worked there. I may have known people who have worked there, but
any desire to work there?
Honestly, not really. I almost feel not to down, like, just this is from an actor perspective.
Yeah.
Like living in New York perspective, it almost feels like it's become a very big tourist spot.
Oh yeah.
And it's like I'm just like It's kind of the same as like people are like, when was the last time you went to the Statue of Liberty? And I'm like, bro, I live here. I mean, I've been there, but like I don't go there all the time. It's kind of like along the same lines.
Yeah, our waitress wasn't even a Broadway performer. She was a singer that was trying to. So she like gave us her iTunes and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But someone jumped on a table in the middle of a thing. Did a performance. There's a couple performances. It was good.
And were they on rollerblades when you went there?
No, they weren't on rollerblades when we were there because, like I said, there were beams in the middle and like so they were like climbing up on things and like walking around people. And
one of the 2 times I went there, everyone that was serving and ordering was on.
Oh my gosh!
Was performing
that
on
sounds
roller skates.
Stressful.
And I was like, this is crazy. Yeah. But I didn't know. I didn't see it the other time I went, but I was like, I wonder if that was.
I mean, it's a tiny place. It's pretty tiny. I was
last time. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. That's all I was just gonna say. Is like I remember it just being like wicked tight in there, and I was like, oh my gosh.
No, last time I went there, I was helping coach vocals for. I had an old teacher from Utah who I gotten kind of close with, and they were visiting New York, and she was like, well, you mean you performed on Broadway now? You know all these things. Like, would you want to give like a lesson to this group of kids? And I'm like, yeah, I would love to.
Oh,
so
that's
after we went out to dinner, and we were like, they're like, let's go to Stardust. And I was like, okay. And so we went, but the line was like,
dude, it's always crazy long. Yeah. Like we went on a Saturday, like when they first opened, so we didn't have to wait too long. But I remember when we were leaving, it was wrapped around. I was like, holy crap, this is crazy.
Sometimes it gets crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, jumping back just to like finish that story of acting, the coolest thing is okay. So I ended in Salt Lake City. That's where I ended my contract on tour. We went for 18 months, and then I was like, we got to move to New York because that's where that's where my goals are. Broadway, everything, like whatever. And so our plan was to move to New York in like a week and a half after my closing. But then we got an audition from my agency that was like, hey, they're looking for someone to play this role in Bonnie and Clyde. It's a new Broadway show to play young Clyde. And so like, I was like, okay. So we fly out to New York the day after I close Mary Poppins, and I do the audition. But what we were going to do is that we were going to fly back the same day as the audition to start driving to New York.
Yeah.
And so it was like a super quick trip, like literally fly in, bring my suitcase to the audition, and then ride a taxi back to the airport. And so I go there and I audition in front of them, and I was like, this is weird. For an audition, there was like the director, the producers, the casting director, the musical directors. Like there was a lot of people for more than just a normal audition.
Yeah.
So like, okay, that's interesting, but I'm going to give my best performance. Here we go. And so I step out of the room and we're about to head out to go grab a taxi. And they're like, hey, wait. They want you to stay for callbacks, but we're doing callbacks same day in like an hour and a half. Can you stay that long?
Is that like normal?
Like, no. Okay. Usually it's like, at minimum, it's like you'll audition and maybe hear back the next day to prepare an audition later that week or the next week. But sometimes it's even longer than that. And I was like, I think we got time, Mom. Like if we wait, we can barely catch our flight. And so I was like, okay, cool. So we wait an hour and a half, go get food. I do the callback material.
You go to Star Diner.
I go to Star Diner.
Go get a quick bite.
Exactly. No, and so yeah, I go do the callbacks, and then we're like, man, okay, thank you so much. I really got to go catch my flight. We get in the taxi, we're driving, and we're about to enter the Lincoln Tunnel, and
Oh
our
my
agency
gosh.
calls us and is like, you can't get on that flight because you're starting tomorrow. You got the role and you're
Oh
starting
my
tomorrow.
gosh.
And I was like, okay. So in the space of like 36 hours, I finished an 18-month national tour, Mary Poppins, flew to New York and booked my first Broadway performance to start the next day. So it was like 2 days of gappage.
That's
And
insane.
and so we were like,
And
we don't have a house. Like, we can't move in for like another week. And
do
they're
they
like, oh,
help
it's fine.
you?
Yeah. And so they're like, oh, yeah, we'll put you up in a hotel. And it was like one of the top floors in like Times Square. And I'm like, this is
Oh, that's
insane,
dude.
And so I started rehearsals the next day, and I stayed in that hotel the next week. And then my brother and dad ended up driving out, and we moved in. And then about a month after that audition, maybe a month and a week, we were opening night on Broadway. You know, and I was like,
insane.
it's insane.
So how long were you there on Broadway for?
So for Bonnie and Clyde, it actually didn't run for that long. It was about 5.5 months. So plus previews, it was probably about half a year. It was on Broadway.
Are
And
previews
then-
cheaper or more expensive?
Say again?
Are previews, but that's in front of an audience, right?
Well, yeah, it's in front of an audience, but its previews are like invited dresses almost, just not as exclusive. It's like, hey, if you guys come to these performances, you might see like at worst us halt the show to work something out, or like it's like finishing the final.
Yeah.
Provisions.
So I know, didn't they had that issue when they did Spider-Man? It was in like preview for a long time, right?
Yeah, for like multiple years. Like a year and a
Yeah,
half, at
it was
least.
like something crazy. So, but like, are those tickets more expensive or less?
If anything, they'd be probably a little bit less expensive.
Yeah, that's
but
what I
honestly,
figured.
I don't think there's a huge gap.
I know they made like a ton of money off of Spider-Man because it was
Oh yeah.
like they just kept doing previews because I guess the biggest thing was they had issues with those harnesses, right?
Well, so many actors like were getting hurt.
Yeah.
That from like the equipment, and they were still trying to work it out for like a long time. And people would go because
some guy like broke his back, right? Like he got like really hurt.
Yeah, and there was one lady who a harness flew off of a cast member and it hit an audience member in the face, like a part of like the thing. And that was a big deal. That like I think they almost closed because of it.
Yeah, that's insane.
It was crazy. Probably one of the most I don't know what the right word is, but like weird experiences on Broadway. You know, like everyone just wants to go see things go wrong, not for like the art of the craft. Of the performance.
Yeah. So I'm very not into going and seeing Broadway shows, but both of my parents are. So they talk about those things a lot, and I pick up on the different things. So I have a bunch of fun facts and a little bit of secret knowledge about the industry. You know, but cool. So is there like a show that you would really like to do?
Yes. I don't know if I'll ever be able to do it though, to be honest.
What is the show?
So it's called Next to Normal.
Okay.
It's a musical, probably my favorite musical of all time.
Kate, do you know this one? Kate is our big
really?
theater kid or performing arts. I wonder if Kate knows it. Okay.
It's such a beautiful story.
No, I don't.
But the problem is the character that I'd go out for, my vocal range. I would say I'm a bari tenor, and I can hit tenor notes pretty easily, but I can't live in that zone.
Yeah.
Because it'll wear my voice out.
Yeah.
But there's one song that he sings where it's not even a belting song. I don't know how much you know about vocal stuff.
I know a little bit.
So there's like your belt voice, you know, and then there's your falsetto. But in between there's your mix, which is kind of a thing in between the two where it's a strong. It's hard to explain really, but the whole song basically takes place in this mix that happens to be right where my like break in my voice is. So it's really hard for me to sing.
Yeah.
I think with enough training, I could probably do it, but it would stress me out a little bit.
Yeah.
But that I would love to be in that show, no matter what. I would put so much work in to be in it. And it hasn't been on Broadway since like the 2000s, so it's due for a revival. So hey, I'm ready for it whenever it comes.
So you've been. I mean, I don't know much about the world of theater,
Yeah.
like I said, but it sounds like you have some pretty impressive things that you have done in the past. So, what is
I think so.
what? Where is it? COVID that really like I don't want it to sound cruel or like
No,
mean, but
say it.
like what? Why are we now? Like what
Here.
happened? Why are we here?
Exactly. No, don't
Yeah.
worry at all. That's totally understandable. So I went to a professional performing arts school in
Like
New
I feel
York.
like people would be seeking out. I mean, I don't. There's got to be tons of people that want to be actors, and but a much smaller pool of people who could say that they have been on a national tour.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely it's there's a lot of things that go into it. When like when you start getting to that level, it becomes almost a different kind of competitive. Where
Yeah.
It's like you now every time you step into an audition, you're like, oh hey, it's so nice to see you. You get to know everybody because
Yeah.
it's now suddenly everyone is like you're all on the same level and really good,
Yeah.
and so you're rooting for each other, but there's a lot more competition.
Yeah.
But then also a part of it was kind of a double whammy. So I went at the performing arts school. I focused a lot of time on my studies. I majored in musical theater there,
Uh huh.
and so I cut down on my work quite a bit.
Uh huh.
I would still get calls from my agency.
Does that
to be
make
like,
it harder? Like, do they kind of view you as less serious about wanting to perform because maybe you cut back for some kind of reason?
No, because this was a high school. It was a professional high school.
Okay.
I didn't end up going to university, and so it was like not something I'd really have I could get out of. It's like I didn't
Yeah.
really go to high school.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And so but I did focus a lot of my studies on performance and everything, and I cut down and I would go do some projects here and there.
Yeah.
Like I got to do a really cool project with Al Pacino. I got to do a reading of like a new TV show that they were gonna
That's
put
really
out.
cool.
But it was never anything like I'm on stage again. It's like
Yeah.
I just was pulling in favors from people to go do readings.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And try out new projects. But then I hit a really weird stage where I was
Yeah.
like, I had chosen to cut back on acting, but then I was reaching the end of my senior year, and I was like, I am ready to get back to the workforce.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I realized something really weird was happening that I had never experienced before, where all of a sudden I was too old to play the younger roles that I had
Yeah.
been getting, but I was now too young to play the older roles.
Yeah. You're in like
so I
this
was-
awkward phase.
Exactly. I was caught because it's a big thing in like theater and film where like they'll hire a 26-year-old to play 18. It's like
Yeah.
you just hire older people to play younger. And so this is where like the story kind of takes a dip,
Yeah.
bringing it down a level.
Yeah.
But I would end up going out for these roles that were like life-changing roles. And I would get so close to booking the part,
Oh.
like second to final callbacks, whatever, and then they'd go with the other guy.
Oh,
And
man.
it happened like 5 times in a row where I'm like, if I had nailed any one of those parts, my life would be in a completely different place right now.
Yeah.
And it took a huge mental toll on me because it was it wasn't very healthy because I'd been working for so long. I didn't really know what it felt like to not get a role
To
after
not
so long.
work. Yeah.
And so I ended up going like into major depression, and then I ended up taking like a year break away from acting. And then when I took that year break, I was like, hey, here we go, we're good. And then I
Yeah.
moved back, and then COVID, so it was like,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like all ready to go, and then we kind of hit a rock.
Yeah.
So, and now we're here, and things, I mean, I decided to move back here for now,
Yeah.
which was also a really scary step because my agency was like, Talon, if you leave now, it's already highly competitive, and if you leave and come back, you're going to have to work back to the spot that you're at now. Like there's going to be new people who are going to take your spot. And I'm like,
Oh,
I know, but I can't keep auditioning and almost getting these parts, and it's like destroying my soul.
Yeah.
I literally I can't deal with it, like anxiety wise.
Yeah.
And so they're like, okay, cool. So I decided to attack streaming in full, which is a really weird jump. It'd go from like
Yeah.
performing on Broadway to like streaming to 0 people on Twitch.
Yeah.
But you want to hear my ultimate goal? Where
Yes.
I wanted to always
Yes.
go?
Yes.
So the reason I wanted to start Twitch is because one, I love gaming and I love connecting with people.
Yeah.
And so my ultimate goal is when I get back to New York, when I get back on stage, there's like playbills, that people read about.
Yeah.
I'm going to have all the stuff that I've done on stage, film, whatever. And then at the end of my bio in the playbill, be like, and if you want to hang out off stream, go to Twitter. And I want to, because like if I saw like
that
Neil
creepy
Patrick
Karen will
Harris,
find you.
yeah. Oh, okay. Well, but no, I keep thinking like if Neil Patrick Harris had a Twitch, I would be there every stream. I would love to hang out with him and like, and it's cool when you're on stage and you talk with people after the show, but they like just end up telling you, oh, this like I loved your performance, this and this and this, but you don't really get to connect with them.
Yeah.
And so if I was on Twitch, I could be like, oh, you got to see the show last night. What did you think? And what do you think about this game? And how are you doing today? And like things like that. So I think it'd be super cool.
Dude, that's so awesome. That's so cool. Yeah. I mean, I think you can get it. I mean, all it's going to take really is like booking one thing in New York, and I'm sure it'll turn around real quick.
Yeah, and honestly, it feels okay. I'm a little stressed about when I go back about the whole acting business, but I'm starting to reach, like in a couple of years, I'll be reaching the age of the guys who were taking the roles for me when I was 18, 20, 21.
Yeah.
And so it could be like, it almost feels right for me to take a step back now, work on myself, my mental health, work on something else, and then join the two paths together when they're ready to move.
And honestly, things are... I would think that it's weird that they say if you move away now, it's gonna be. Are they not doing like virtual auditioning anywhere?
They are,
like that's got to make things a little bit easier for you being in the Midwest now.
It's actually, I honestly hate it because I've always felt that my best qualities were when I was face to face with someone in an audition room. I could really impact them and make them laugh. Whatever.
This is probably helping though. Doing Twitch, because you're so much more comfortable now in front of a screen with no one here than that's how you got to look at it, I think.
No, that actually reminded me of something. My agency did tell me that, but they are also people that I've worked with for a long time, and I really care for them. They care for me, and so they're like, if you need to do this, then do it. And also the great thing about acting isn't something that you just train on its own. You take from every aspect of your life to add to a character. It's like, and so like, she's like, I had a client who left to go study architecture for 3 years, and them doing that is another aspect of something they could draw to a character because they learned that skill, So that's what we're going to try to do. And
dude, you're going to do it, man.
Work my way back up.
You're going to crush it. You're going to crush it, man. That's
I hope
awesome.
I hope so.
I don't know too many, no go looking, but I can't imagine that the pool of Broadway actors or actresses on Twitch is very high. So
I don't think so. I've never seen one.
I think you got a good niche, man.
We'll see. It's also weird to combine. Like, I don't know how many people would go to a musical and then come watch League of Legends.
I think,
but,
I think that you would be surprised. I think you'd be surprised.
Okay.
I think so, man. I don't know. I mean, the type of show and its success, I think, has to do with it. But I don't know. I think that I think that it wouldn't be too bad. I don't think it'd be too bad.
Honestly, the worst that could happen is I tried, and then if that doesn't work, we try something else. It's like you never know.
You're guaranteed. If you put it in a playbill, it's gonna get out there.
I mean, that's
super cool. I love that. I love that idea, man. I think that's so genius. Kid, I know the toad looks so awesome, dude. His toe is fire.
It's literally so cool.
Yeah, there's so many things I want to talk to you about, like now.
Shoot.
Even like outside of just like the acting stuff, because I just have so many. Do you like to take acting gigs? Are you still like secretly looking at things that your agency puts out? Like, I assume that there's like some kind of contact list that's out there, and they just send emails like, "Oh, this thing has come up." Like, do you still look at those?
Since I left the agency,
so you're not with them because you have to pay them while you're with them, right?
Not really.
Is your contract set up that they take a cut of what you make?
Yeah, I would say actually from one person to another, if an agency is ever saying you need to pay them to get gigs, don't ever go with them because they're not really in it for the professionalism.
There you go.
They're just trying to get money and feed off of people's want to be actors.
Yeah.
Real agencies will be like, we'll find you the jobs, and since we trust you that you're talented, we know that you'll bring us money because you will land the jobs.
Do you have to try out for agencies?
So there's like agencies and managers.
I'm sure that there's agencies out there that will take anyone, but
they're usually the ones that'll take anyone are ones that are like, they're like, we'll take you, just give us $200 up front, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they'll end up sending you to something called cattle calls, which are terrible. Basically everybody and their moms show up to this audition, and you're now auditioning with like 400 kids, and they might not even get to see you because there's so many people there, and it's just terrible. But cattle calls is what it's called.
That's funny.
But so I left with the agency, and I don't know if they'll have me back when I get back. I do have to audition for them. I just have to show them what I can offer and things like that, and then talk about it from there. And if I don't, then I find another agency and we start from there.
Yeah, man. That's right. Yeah. That's right, dude. That's so awesome. So I see that you have an Ichiraku ramen hat, dude. Where is my ramen bowl? It's not here. I have an Ichiraku ramen bowl that my wife got me because we went through Naruto together. Well, let's talk about some of your anime tastes because I just love doing that. Like, what do you talk to me, man? Start shouting out some animes. You're like, I noticed. Okay, I did a deep dive. Holy crap! It's 10:20. We gotta do clips. We're gonna do clips here in a second. I noticed you're a cultured man who likes One Piece. Do you still like One Piece?
I actually have never seen One Piece.
You have like 3 posts about One Piece.
Wait, from where?
On your Instagram, I think.
On my Instagram?
I'm about to pull it up right now.
Yeah, pull it up because I don't know. I don't remember that.
Let's see. Where is this?
I've wanted to start One Piece for a long time, but I just never have.
Shut your mouth. Oh my gosh. Let's see. SirGarett. Okay, we're going to find this real quick. I'm pretty sure it's at the bottom. Okay, about Instagram.
Talon loves Naruto way too much. Oh, please. So I'm forcing Ninja Slate in the chat. I'm actually watching through Naruto Shippuden with him right now. We watched like 20 episodes.
Oh, yikes. Maybe it was someone else. Maybe it was someone else. Yikes, your Instagram only has 6 posts. Ah, this is uncomfortable. I looked at a bunch of different streamers today's Instagram, so.
No, you're good. I was like, wait.
Oh my gosh. I'm calling you out. This is so bad. Oh my gosh.
No, you're fine. I was just confused. I was like, wait, did I make a mistake? Did I post about
No, I made the mistake. This is so awkward.
No, you're good. I would say
yes, throw out some animes.
Yeah, out of like the long running anime, like you got Dragon Ball, Bleach, One Piece, Naruto, whatever. I would say out of all of them, Naruto is what I grew up with. Like it was my first anime, and then I like literally watched it until it ended, and I was like 18 years old. I watched it for like so many years of my life.
Yeah.
So I'd have to say like that holds a really special place in my heart, and I love the characters and the stories so much enough that like I've seen it through like 2 or 3 times on my own. I watched it through it with my little brother all the way through, and I'm watching it with my friend. I was like, I literally just love watching it with people.
Yeah.
But let's see. Aside from like I've seen Bleach. Bleach was good. But if I was to talk about like my top anime that I've seen, Violet Evergarden up there. I really love like sappy shows that make me cry.
Mrs. Rado loved that one. She cried too during that one.
It's so good. I have a story about that. I was watching it on a plane. I was on a plane ride back. I was going somewhere, and I was watching one episode that's like known for being. I didn't know it at the time, but like highly emotional.
Yeah.
And on the plane, I was like a waterfall. I was like audibly sobbing, and people were staring at me like, "Is this kid having a mental breakdown?"
Yeah.
And I had to stop watching because I got self-conscious because how much it made me cry.
That's funny.
But I loved it.
We watched Logan on have you seen the movie Logan?
I haven't.
It's like the final
Wolverine, right?
Yeah, it's the final dark, gritty one. I mean, it's pretty intense. There's some really sad moments in it, but my wife never watched X-Men, but this was one of the 3 movies available, and I said, this is the one we're watching, and we did because I wanted to see it, and she was hooked the whole time, and it's like we're like landing and the end is coming in the movie and she's like crying, and It was
Oh,
so
man.
funny. It was great.
Uh,
And
well-
I'm laughing, and people around me are probably like, "This is the worst husband ever." His wife is crying, and he's just laughing
He's
at
just
her.
laughing.
I'm like,
So now does she like X-Men? Have you guys watched more X-Men since?
no, she just loved that movie. It was really
That
good.
movie?
Yeah, she doesn't.
Fair enough.
No, she's like we like Marvel a lot, but
Okay.
not. She likes the mainline stuff. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, so Naruto's your big one, man.
Yeah, Naruto, Violet Evergarden, Tokyo Revengers, which I watched recently, was
Dude, I don't know enough people that watch Tokyo Revenge. You hear that, kid? Kid out here was making fun of me the other day. One of my viewers was like, "No one watches the animes you recommend because you're not good." And I was like, because I had
Check
said
this-
Tokyo Revengers is so good.
It's literally my background is Mikey,
Dude.
Dragon, and
It's so
freaking
good. It's so good. My
It's-
wife wife doesn't like really violent like
Yeah.
animes, and so I was like, you gotta watch this. And then like one of the first episodes when he's getting like the beat down when
Yeah.
he's trying to get in, and she was like, I can't do this. This is too much.
It's
Like
rough.
this makes me really upset. And, like I'm like, but it's so good.
Yeah,
It's,
it's hard to watch, but oh my god, it's
yeah.
brilliant.
Have you seen Erased?
I have seen Erased.
Yeah, it's
Erased
like
is very good.
I call it like the better version of Erased.
Mhm.
Kid,
Yeah,
people
I
like
don't
my
know.
anime recommendations. People like Tokyo Revengers. Go watch Tokyo Revengers, kid.
No, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. Yeah, Erased, I liked. I don't know if I really liked the way it ended so much. but
Yeah.
The story was super. Like I was
Yeah.
pretty hooked on the story.
I like the,
Um,
the concept of it, and I think like Tokyo Revengers kind of like perfects it or makes it better.
Yeah.
No, he didn't watch it because
agree.
I recommended it, but I'm just saying he's backing one of my recommendations.
It's true. Let's see what else. Have you seen? It's another sappy one, but Your Lie in April. Do you like Your Lie in April?
Oh, is that the movie?
No, it's the one about the musicians.
No,
it's
I
a
didn't
TV
see
series.
that one yet.
It's actually so good, but it might just be because I have a musical background, so like
Yeah.
since it's about music, I love it.
What's the other
But-
one? The other music one that's on Netflix? Carol and Tuesday.
I haven't seen that one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Carol and Tuesday. I have a friend who's really into anime, like specifically action fighting animes, and
Mhm.
he loves Carol and Tuesday. You should look at that one. They're musicians on like Mars.
Tuesday. Oh wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, and
Um,
it's good.
Let me think. Oh, how did I forget? Of course, I love Haikyuu.
Oh,
like,
dude,
all
so
my
good.
games.
Yeah.
It literally like in middle school I played some volleyball and
That's
I liked it,
awesome.
but I forgot about it. But then I watched the anime, and then ever since then I've gotten like when I was in New York, I'd go to Central Park to get meetup games for volleyball, and then I
Yeah.
got my friends together here to play volleyball. It's so good.
Dude,
I love it so much.
Haikyuu is like it changed sports animes.
Yeah,
like-
and also I don't know, it's just crazy.
It's very good. It's wicked good.
I watch clips of it when I'm like feeling depressed because it makes me feel like I can do anything.
Yeah,
you know?
dude, it's so good. It's so
But, yeah.
good.
I don't know about what about you? What are some anime that you
Oh,
are
brother.
out there?
My anime list. I watch a ton of different things. I watch like a different anime every week. But recently, Tokyo Revengers. I've been watching season 2 of Demon Slayer.
Okay, I haven't caught up on it. I'm waiting for more episodes
It's
to come out.
it's oh my gosh! Every week is it's
Incredible.
pain. It's pain because it's the cliffhanger. It's like a cliffhanger every week, so it sucks to watch, because you have to wait. I'm watching The Ranking of Kings, which is a new one.
I've heard about it. I haven't looked at it.
It's about a prince who's deaf and mute, and
Oh,
his
interesting.
brother steals the throne from him, and he has to try to get the throne back.
Oh snap! That sounds
Yeah, it's really
epic.
good. I'm watching, of course, My Life Reincarnated as a Slime.
Oh,
which is-
oh my god! Wait, you're watching it right now?
No, I'm like all caught up. on it.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so
I
great.
Love that show.
It's like my favorite isekai of all time.
Yeah, I feel like it takes leaps that other isekai don't. Like it has fun with it and like really pushes the boundaries of what you could actually do in a fantasy world, you know?
Yeah.
And I think it's super awesome.
I'm also watching. I'm rewatching with Mrs. Rado right now. Rising of the Shield Hero.
That's awesome. That's a good one.
Which is another good isekai.
They're getting a season 2 soon, I think, for Shield Hero.
I'm hoping, dude. It's been like 2 or 3 years.
It's been a while.
And then Reincarnated as Gas. Yeah, dude. So good.
It's awesome.
And then there's one more big one. Oh, I'm catching up on One Piece. I'm at 990.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I heard that they did something really special for like their 1000th episode or something like that.
I don't know what it is. I'm in several One Piece groups, so I'm like, I skip around and look at it every once in a while. But I'm very excited. I'm pretty close to the 1000 mark. So, yeah, that show is incredible. One day I will get Mrs. Rado to watch it. But she hates she hates the art style. She doesn't like that they don't
like it either.
Yeah, that's what she says. I like that it's unique. It's not, and it's gotten way better from from the original drawings to now. But
I mean, while I'm watching Naruto with Dallin or Ninja Slate again, I love that show with all my being. The art back then, it just was the art back then. It's not as good as it is today. You know? Yeah. So that's understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, anime.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go. I was just saying I love anime.
Yeah, me too. I was about to go off and talk about Naruto with you, but I don't want to reveal anything if Dallin's in chat.
Oh my gosh.
Not gonna talk about it.
Is his name Dallin?
Dallin, yeah.
So he's just Talon with a D.
Yeah, Dallin rather than.
Oh, okay.
Or whatever. But when we're in Discord calls together and people say our names, it's hard to figure out who they're trying to talk to. But
I just accidentally said mama instead of ma'am. And chat.
Yes, my mom. Yes, my mom.
ma'am, not mama. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, anime's great. And also, I was sad that Mrs. Rado was saying she wouldn't watch Attack on Titan because that's another one that I freaking love.
There's too much blood violence.
It is really graphic.
Yeah. That she hates it, so that kind of stuff.
That's right.
But yeah, okay, let's do these clips, and then we can move over to. I actually think let me see, what do I have? I did have some questions about League, and then we'll get there. Okay. So, do you want to? We're gonna do our clips. He's got 3 clips. I've got 3 clips. Do you want to go first? I'll let you go first.
Sure.
So hold on. We've got. Oh, you're still sideways. We'll fix you.
Sideways, baby.
Okay, wait. I gotta grab your camera.
Sideways gang.
Sideways gang. Gang. Okay. Nope, that's not right. How many times am I gonna mess it up?
It's all good.
There we go. Oh no, you're not Aqua Jewel. That was the last person that we had. We actually can get rid of this. Let's do
Legit
this.
last night, yeah, true down. No, I think we're
No. Yeah, we're not. We won't spoil anything. Nope, that's not right. Yeah, don't worry, dude. We're not gonna spoil anything for you. We're gonna copy that so you get your own little name tag. We're gonna bring it to the other screen. Oh yeah, look at that. Wow.
Hey, oh my god.
Okay.
Such a dope name tag, dude. That's awesome.
Okay, so now where's our stuff? Okay, hold on. Yeah, let's pull that up. And here's the internet. There it is, baby. Stefan Robin, welcome. Okay, so you want to DM me your first clip?
Sure.
Okay.
Here you go. Bada bing, bada boom. Let me also make sure I get the other ones pulled up too.
Okay. Oh yeah, this is good. This is good. I already know what this is.
Oof.
This is.
aspire to have your bravery.
Oh my gosh, this is good. I'm excited for this. Yoink. Okay, so here we go. You won't be able to hear it, I don't think.
That's okay. I'm watching.
Oh my gosh, I don't think I can do this, guys. I'm really nervous. Hold on.
Why would you smell it? Why would you smell it?
Let me get. Stop. I need to get a bucket. This is
Hold
so
on.
old.
A bucket and a box. That's a whack. It's baby food.
Okay.
Or like,
I have a bucket.
But it's like
That was my kid's. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna Halloween candy bucket.
baby food.
Oh,
I have it. Oh my gosh, I can smell it from like. Okay.
Let's go. Let's go.
oh, that's so terrible.
3, 2, 1.
When I watched this the first time, I was like, this is the clip I'm showing Rado, and oh my god, I'm gonna throw up with him.
It is also the mouse bucket.
Oh, it's so bad.
Nothing came out. Nothing came out, but yeah.
Man, you're a brave man. Brave.
I believe that was like the first night. So I got this brilliant idea, and I've taken it away since then. This is like my most requested channel point reward. They always ask me to bring this back. It's 5,000 points, and it's mixed 2 foods. So they'll choose 2 foods that are somewhere in my house. I have to have them, and I will put them both in a shot glass and take a shot of them.
Man,
And I have done
great.
baby food and tequila. I've done
I saw that there was a milk one, right? Something in milk.
milk and vinegar, probably. Milk.
yeah.
They like to mix milk with stuff because I told them once that I didn't like milk. So
Ugh.
milk and vinegar, milk and soy sauce.
Your Twitch chat's trying to kill you.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. And so that was like the first night. And so fun fact about that bucket, I'm in my basement, my murder basement. And one night I was playing and I looked over and there was like a mouse like
Oh yeah.
on my floor and it wasn't going anywhere. And so I slowly went over and I just grabbed it and I put it in that bucket and I was like, Chad, look, I caught a mouse.
Oh my god.
was great.
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude, I like literally caught a mouse in my basement. So it was a time.
I had another question for you, just about this clip in general.
Sure.
So I saw a lot of like Smash Bros clips. Are you like, is that one of like your main games?
So
playing Smash Bros?
that was like the big thing that I played when I first started streaming. We had a pretty big Smash community. But then I slowly started introducing other things and
Okay. I'm just trying to get a grasp on.
yeah, so I started
streaming.
with Smash, playing a lot of Smash with a couple of my friends. And then I added Minecraft. Minecraft was the second thing I added.
Mm-hmm. You've been playing a lot of Mario Kart recently?
Yes, I do Mario Karts on Tuesdays. We went through the Among Us phase and the Gartic phase. So we did
Makes sense.
those. But now I'm pretty much, my main games are Smash on Fridays, Minecraft on Mondays, Mario Kart on Tuesdays, random games on Thursday and Saturday.
That's awesome.
So, and then this on Sundays. Or recently, I don't even remember what we did last Sunday. I'm trying to think. Oh, I think we did Pokemon Legends because that just came out. So
Oh yeah.
on the off season, we'll do things like finding other streamers, and we used to do the draft every week, and it was great. I had like a core group of friends that had no life, and they would do it every week, but they've gotten more and more busy, and so we're probably gonna make the voting thing, unfortunately, only for Sombrerbros. But yeah, we did a lot of them. Okay, so this is my first clip. WAP
Oh, God,
censored in the
dude.
battlefield.
Oh, let's not talk about this one, dude.
This is so good.
Oh my god.
This made me laugh so hard.
Okay, good. I'm done.
Let me actually, I'll switch over my streaming thing, so hopefully on Discord you can watch and you should be able to hear it.
Okay.
So you can really get
Okay.
a
I'm here.
vibe. Okay.
Explosions.
Oh my God.
Around me. Oh, kind of like the scene of Detroit. Here we go.
Forgot about this.
Yeah. 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 You messing with some wet butt badonkadonk. Bring a bucket and a mop for this wet butt
my God.
badonkadonk.
Beautiful.
Give me everything you got for this wet butt badonkadonk.
So, my best guess is that you are trying to mix WAP with some kind of movie scene or something. So,
Yeah,
like, what is?
So, there's a couple things happening in this clip. One,
Yeah.
we just finished playing Detroit Become Human.
Okay.
And I was loving the game until the very last sequence.
Yeah.
Because the game ends in like many different ways.
Yeah. Well,
my
there's
friend-
a possible huge war that happens at the end.
Yeah, and I was on track. My friend was telling me for the best ending.
Oh,
but then all of a sudden,
no.
I kept messing things up, and people kept dying and dying and dying. So I was already so upset.
Yeah.
It was like the whole experience just
That's
ruined.
amazing.
But then I had a thing that people used to be able to redeem where I would perform song lyrics.
Dude, that's
like, as if
so
it was
good. Why'd you
a
get
game.
rid of that? It's
I
so
don't-
good.
I don't know. Some days I just wasn't up for it.
Yeah.
And so
That's
I was
totally
like,
fine. I totally understand that.
maybe I'll bring it back on days where I'm like, okay, today I would totally do that. But
Yeah.
someone requested WAP as if I was in Detroit and we were in that final battle scene.
Oh my
But then I
gosh.
was just starting to stream like a couple months in, and so I was like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say like wet ass pussy. You know? What I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
if I want to say that in front of my community.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, wet butt, badonkadonk, baby. but honestly,
Oh
I
my
totally forgot about
gosh.
that. That's so funny.
That's so amazing, dude. Oh,
Oh,
my
boy.
gosh. That's hilarious. I just saw that and I was like, what in the
Is
world
going
is
on?
happening? That's
Yeah,
amazing.
for sure. Okay, I'm gonna send you my next one.
Okay.
Yo, that feels like so long ago.
Dude,
Like
for real.
that was in my New York apartment, and like I was still figuring out how to make the stream look okay.
Oh
Sound
my
okay.
gosh. Dude, this is a good one.
I chose two that from like your like biggest of all time, and then like one that was like smaller.
Yeah, that's totally fine. It's totally fine. This is a great one. This is great. I actually, I don't think either of these two were ever used because I just was like, you can watch some of my all times or some of not my all times.
Yeah.
So okay, let's see.
This one just blew me away. I was
This
like,
is
wait.
this is pre green screen.
Mm-hmm.
This blonde that you see, this used to be all the hair I had, as you
Oh,
can
wow.
tell. Yeah.
Quite
So
the change.
what were you saying?
I was just gonna say I went into this. I've never played Fortnite. I don't
Yeah.
know much about Fortnite. But watching this, I was like, this feels like something that's very unique that I've never seen. happen
Yeah,
before. I was like,
dude.
this is kind of crazy.
Yeah, this was definitely, and there's so many things that are wrong with this before we even start, dude. I have no
Okay.
green screen. I'm like
Uh-huh.
using I don't have a mic. I have like a headset mic.
Right.
I had this idea that I was gonna make $10,000 in donations in 3 months to
Uh-huh.
redo my bathroom.
Oh my god, I love it.
This was me just like playing with, it's just so
Honestly, I
So
think
long.
it's like really cool to see these old clips that we're pulling up because it's cool as a streamer to see how far you've come, right?
Yeah,
like where you
dude.
are now as
Yeah.
Ben.
No
Yeah, so
name
I'll stop
tag, tiny. Oh my gosh, this is
Yeah.
great. Okay, this is good.
Oh, I hit it! Oh,
You're in it.
I'm in it! Can I
Bro,
kill
you're
him?
shoot him.
Shoot him.
I can't, like, get to
playing
him.
for a while.
Oh, I got him! Oh, I need to get out!
The game is so loud.
How do I get out?
It is loud.
Oh my
How do
gosh.
I get out?
I'm literally
get
stuck.
out?
I couldn't like press the
I
button.
literally
Oh,
shot that
so
guy
funny.
in the face.
Like that just was so
Yeah.
cool.
So the meta back then, that is line pup. So the meta back then is to like get one of these helicopters and just run into people, and it just like
Oh, yeah?
instantly kills them. And somehow I timed my jump perfectly and pressed the
Yeah.
button to get into the helicopter, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm literally in his helicopter. And line pup, my buddy, is like, shoot him, and then I couldn't figure out what the button was to get out, and so I'm just sitting there.
The funniest part to me is like you were like, first off, I don't know how I got here.
Yeah.
And then like, oh, I should kill this guy, and then not thinking through like, oh, after I kill him, am I gonna die? I'm going down with the ship.
I was just going, and because if you go in the game, if it goes down like if from a high enough point, it'll explode. So I'm like, I need to get out, but I can't figure it out. And then it just plops down. Dude, awesome. This is so good, man. Yeah, like these people, I have no idea who these people are. Mythic Gamer or Anton. I don't know if they were viewers. I can't imagine that they wouldn't have been viewers at some point, but I have no idea who they are. Jeez, that's hilarious. Look at the level difference. Lime Pup is level 144. That man is cracked, and we're level 32.
Yeah, I don't know the leveling in this game, but that seems high.
It's a lot. It's definitely a lot. Man, we played so much back then, though. That's great. Oh, my gosh.
That's awesome.
That's an amazing clip. All right. I did your clips like 3 weeks ago, and so I don't even remember. I'm not even sure I remember what your other 2 clips are when I picked. So this is gonna be from. I remember this.
Wow! Yes, this.
I remember what this one is.
Okay, I got a story for after this. Oh my god, I needed to shave so bad. I look like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
Okay, yeah, you had some facial hair back then, man.
I did.
You had it going on. Okay, this is my clip.
Oh, I didn't see you there. My name is Talon, a.k.a. SirGarett, and I have joined Kings and Queens. Why?
Oh, boy.
Well, it is my goal to make a positive change in streaming and gaming alike. And with Kings and Queens, I feel like that's possible. Here we go. I'm here for the ride. Peace.
Yeah, so what in the world is this? Is this like your interview for Twitch?
So it's actually kind of like I was pretty bummed out about it. So I got recruited by this guy who's partnered with Twitch to join a new like Twitch streaming team.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And I was like, all right, sick. And they're like, here's all the things we're doing. We're gonna compile a list of all of our streamers. So send us a thing about like what your goals are, whatever. And so the case, cool. And we were like a week from launching, and then the guy who was spearheading the whole project was like, yeah, so actually there's too much going on. I'm going to disband the team. Thanks for, everything. And I was like, what? We put in like 3 weeks of like getting everybody like plans for launch and like after that and what we're all going to do and whatever. And then it all just came crashing down. And I was like, oh,
way.
Yeah, I was really bummed about it.
So this guy just like gave up streaming.
Yeah, well, I mean, he even still streams sometimes, but like he's just like, I just realized, a month into this endeavor, after we've had like 15 streamers all together, I'm too busy to handle this.
But he was partnered.
Yeah, he's a partner streamer, but he doesn't actually stream that much anymore. And there was like varying levels of streamers. Like there was some people who like 10 viewers, some like 90, whatever. And we were all like, okay, we're in it to win it. Let's do it.
So how did he find you?
It was kind of the same way you did. He just popped into a chat one day, and then he's like, hey, I've been watching for a little bit. I need a League of Legends. I'm trying to get a couple League of Legends streamers for this team.
Yeah.
And I love your vibe. And I was like, okay, sick. So.
Oh, my gosh. That's insane.
But yeah. Bit of a bummer, but also a good learning experience. It was nice to see what that was all about.
That's really funny. I was like, what? Is this a channel? I was like, what in the heck is this?
Okay, so I realize now that this last clip, it might not be great for this segment, but I just had questions about you.
Yeah.
And I thought that this was a good way to segue into it.
Okay.
So here it is.
Okay.
Because I honestly don't think there's a lot that happens inside this Twitch clip.
Oh my gosh. The title alone. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Yeah.
So I've already learned a lot from just being on call with you today, but we can watch this and then I have a couple questions for you.
That's hilarious. I have no idea what is in this, but I'm excited to answer. Okay. Let's go to this, and then let's bring this back.
I already do all your toast. The secret doesn't have your stuff on it. It's for me. I already do all your toast stuff separately.
Mrs. Rado.
Mrs. Rado.
Slash ban the Rado for being weird. I like it. Reason weird.
Reason weird.
Finally, someone else with secrets, man.
You found it? Or got it? What do you mean got it? What's that mean, Rado? Did I use my real...
Don't talk about the secrets. Okay, yeah. So what are we trying to figure out here?
So before today, I didn't even know you were married. And so I was like,
and I have kids.
Yeah, and then I saw like Slim Hot Pro Girl plays Dead by Daylight, and I was like, oh my god, is that like Rado's wife? I saw Mrs. Rado. I was like, Rado's wife, and I was like, is he having his first kid, or does he have kids? So from what I've learned today, you have a wife.
I do have a wife.
She streams sometimes.
She streams for me, so I have takeover nights.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's actually like, honestly, I'm so jealous because I've been talking to my chat recently. Where,
Dude,
like,
do it.
I've been so gung ho about, you know, stream and like this is what I need to do is stream that I have no time for like romance, whatever. But like I'm just envious that like that's so cool that you have a partner that you can like share the stuff with and like have your back on things. It's like it's so cool to me. So I wanted to like ask about that, but then also so you have two kids. I don't know how much you talk about.
Two girls. Yeah.
Two girls.
I have two girls. And then the third girl is coming in April.
No way. Oh my god.
House full of girls.
That's a crazy house for you.
Yeah, dude. Only guy in the room.
That's so cool. This is gonna sound bad maybe.
Yeah.
But like it's not that my respect I didn't have respect for you before.
Yeah.
But like you my picture of the person that you are changed drastically today. As I got to know you and I'm like, this guy's a dad. This guy's like literally like so like it just I don't even know how to say it. It's just so cool. Just
Thanks, man.
You have. Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah, dude. Find someone who you can stream for you when you need like so I have Mrs. Rado stream takeover nights once a month. And then I have a buddy of mine, Lime Pup, who is in the other video, who streams for me sometimes when I'm out of town. So he'll take over and do a stream. And he actually just did a stream takeover Friday because I was out of town. So I have some amazing people that support and help me be amazing. So,
yeah. I was thinking like on the last subathon I was doing, I was like, what I would give to like have someone just like for 2 hours take over stream.
Yeah.
And while I just go take a nap and like that's just so nice. That's really cool.
Yep. It's dope.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I was gonna ask about that clip. Because at the time I was like, I don't know.
You just didn't know anything about me. Yeah. That makes sense.
So I was also gonna ask you about the games you're playing. So like I saw Smash Bros, Mario Kart, Fortnite, Mrs. Rado playing Dead by Daylight. Is that a game that you also play?
I do play Dead by Daylight sometimes, but I think it's boring because you have to, like, my weakest part of streaming, I guess, is like the just chatting part. Like I'm definitely, I like to be doing something. I'm honored I made it into a clip. Yes, Mrs. Rado. So I like to, sometimes I get like I don't know what to do when there's nothing happening. Right? Or like if you're waiting for chat to say something and I'm like, so I like, it's harder for me. I'll play it every once in a while, but like there's a lot of loading times where you're just waiting in a lobby for something to fill up. So sometimes just chats while he should be focusing on game. No, that's not even a problem. That's my biggest thing like in Smash. It's like I'm constantly looking at chat, so then I'm playing like dog water and I'm like, well, whatever.
Yeah, Justin in chat, that's another friend of mine, Spokane Juiceco.
Yeah.
There's times in my chat where like I'm queuing up for another league game and then I get caught up in a conversation I'm having with myself for 30 minutes and we don't play any games and I'm like, oh, sorry guys.
But that's awesome because like that shows you are like very confident about what you're doing and like you're able to just do that and like vibe. You know,
well, I think what's cool about streaming is we all have like different, you know, like all different vibes, different things that work for our streams. And like the best thing is like playing into those strengths. And that's what's so cool about this platform, right?
Yeah.
All right. It's cool.
This is my last one.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Opinion.
Oh God,
This
no,
is-
not this, not the pain.
Okay, so this made me think of like my baby, baby food tequila thing. We need more
Okay.
freeze
Oh yeah,
pops.
fair enough.
Just my professional opinion. That Tabasco is objectively the worst,
No, don't say it, Talon.
and Cholula
I'm gonna
is the
cry. I'm
best
getting emotional.
hot sauce on the Citadel.
Okay, so what's happening here? Like what?
Okay.
There, I feel like there's a little bit we need to unpack
Yeah.
here.
There's quite a bit. So if you look behind me, behind my right ear, you see that stack of Tabasco bottles.
Yeah.
In New York, that was my shrine to Tabasco. I also have a Tabasco sauce just on hand, ready with me right now.
What in the world?
I literally love Tabasco sauce. I put it on everything.
Oh
and
my gosh.
My older brother, he knows how to cook so well. And
Yeah.
he thinks my palate is garbage because I just ruin it with Tabasco all the time.
Yeah.
But he loves Cholula sauce. And we were playing marbles on stream, and I said, okay, anyone who wins this race, I'll say whatever you want on stream. You know,
Oh
whatever you
my
want. And
gosh.
he ended up winning, and he's like, I want you on stream to say that Cholula is objectively better than Tabasco
Oh
sauce.
my gosh.
And I was like, and it took me like a good 10 minutes to gear up to do this. And now I can't even forget it because I have like the quote system
That's
in my
amazing.
chat.
Yeah.
And one of the quotes is me saying that Tabasco sauce is not as good
This
as-
man has a problem with hot sauces. Oh my gosh. So you like hot things?
I have a whole collection of hot sauces downstairs in my kitchen. And like I'll eat the most spicy things. Like I don't think I've ever had anything in my life where I've eaten it. I'm like, this is too spicy.
Did you try the one chip challenge?
No, I haven't gotten the one chip challenge. But
Bruh, it's pretty hot.
have you done it yet?
I have.
It was good.
It was very hot. It was very hot.
So I don't know if it's comparable, but you know, like the Hot Ones show on YouTube,
You did the Apollo, the last dab?
The Last Dab. So my brother got me a bottle of Last Dab for
Oh my
one of
gosh.
birthdays. And I did a thing where I almost sent myself to the hospital because I was doing a Pokemon randomizer, and I was like, every time one of my Pokemon dies, I'll have a chicken nugget with a lot of Last Dab.
No. What?
And like it was hot, like, but my mouth can take heat really well, so I ended up I kept eating them over and over again. I went
And
through
your
half the bottle in one night.
stomach, shut your freaking mouth, guy.
Yeah, so I went
Dude.
through about half, and I woke up like at 3 a.m. and I felt like I was gonna die. Like I was so pale. I was
Yeah,
standing up.
bro.
It was terrible.
Bro, okay, so that's a real thing. Oh my gosh, I had the stupidest idea ever a month ago.
No.
For December, I was like, I'm going to up my subs. Every time I get a sub, I'm going to eat a chili arbole. Bro,
Oh, yeah?
someone donated like 15 subs.
Oh no.
And so I just ate like 15 at once. And then I woke up in the middle of the night and I was like puking my guts up, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
And I was like, this is the worst. So
it was. Yeah.
it's just too much for my body to handle.
Yeah, it was that day I learned I was like, I can handle the spice.
Yeah.
But my stomach isn't meant to handle.
Yeah,
that
it
acid,
just
you know?
it just rejected it, and they were expired.
Yeah.
So-
Oh, they were expired.
Yeah,
Oh
they were
my
expired.
God.
Chili's arboles.
I love this quote 101. I don't care about children.
I don't care about. I don't even remember. Yeah, I did say it recently, but I don't know what it was. I don't.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude.
That's great.
League of
Yeah, it's
Legends.
crazy. League of Legends? Is it time?
We can do League of Legends. I had just had a couple questions about it, but we can talk about it while we
Yeah.
play.
No, yeah, let's go for
Let's-
it. Whatever
let's-
you want to do.
Let's hop over. Okay, wait. So this is you sideways again. Oh, get this garbage out of here.